My name is Thomas Abraham, and I have with me today Meenakshi Jadhav, who is the Senior Manager Human Resources at TCL Electronics. So Meenakshi, welcome to the CHRO series.
Thank you.
Over the past 2.5 odd years, we've seen that the way we engage with employees has actually changed. Right.
Yes.
And so when the pandemic started, it was all work from home for a number of months and perhaps a year as well. And then a lot of organizations, said it will be a work from anywhere kind of a model. And now there are many organizations which are saying that, look, we might, what we like is a hybrid work model. But having said that, there are some organizations that I am familiar with who've said it'll be like a permanent work from anywhere. Some are perhaps more keen that employees come back, to the offices. But by and large, I think a hybrid model is sort of actually working. So that's one thing. The other thing is that I think, organizations and leaders now are focusing more on areas like, empathy, well-being of employees and so on and so forth. And there's this general thinking that it's about employees first. Employees are perhaps the most critical, stakeholder for an organization.
Yes.
And if you look at employees and customers, they are actually two sides of the same coin, because unless you have engaged employees, you will not have satisfied customers. So that really brings me to the question around, how have you seen this employee engagement model evolve over the past couple of years, and particularly with your experience at TCL?
Right. So actually, for me or my organization, so engagement is not about the fun and the party. So here our engagement starts with the personal development. So we have implemented some programs for the training programs for the senior professional as well, so that they can develop their skills to upgrade them. That was one. Second, we majorly focus on the internal promotions. That is our top priority. If in case we are not able to find out, then we go for the external hiring. Secondly, we try to involve all the employees when we are setting up this process. I also like to tell you that TCL, though this is the company, we are into consumer durable. And though this is globally, it is number 2 in the consumer durable industry. But in India, it is a 4-year-old company. So obviously, 4 years before we used to see this organization as a startup. So whenever the process setup has happened for the last couple of years during pandemic or before that. So we not only the top management was involved, but the end person or the end employee at the executive or the intern level was also involved in setting up the process for the company, because these were the people or our technicians who are in the market working with the partners. So they were the employee who has shared us their feedback. So that has helped us. And in this way, we try to engage the employee, not only our internal as well as the external employees as well. So I would just like to inform you that even my induction presentation, when I prepared 4 years back, and the induction, the presentation which I am showing is totally different, because even that induction feedback also I got it from my employee itself. So it made me very easy. Okay, this is their requirement and I need to add those few points in that, which will help them. So there are employees who have shared, no, Meenakshi, better you add this, because this is most important for us to know before we join the organization. So this is how few changes we have made.
No, I think it's always very exciting to work with a young company, because I think it's a lot easier to make changes. You can shape the culture. You can shape a lot of things in the organization. It really brings me to the next question, which is around how important is culture in an organization? Because we've always heard, at least back in the day, we've heard that culture starts at the top. But I'm not too sure if that is still relevant today. But having said that, there've been a lot of changes. Firstly, this entire engagement model, and we discussed that at length, has changed significantly over the past couple of years. But also, there's been a huge transformation of business models, right? So in the pandemic, business models have changed. And we've also seen that digital has taken hold of organizations. So people have implemented a lot of digital initiatives, making them far more nimble, far more productive, far more customer centric. And also business pressures have increased. They've become far more competitive. So I think this puts a lot of pressure on the culture of the organization as well as on the leadership of the organization.
Right.
So why do you think, Meenakshi, culture has suddenly become so important? And what are some initiatives that you have put in place to actually take care of culture at TCL?
Right, it was very nice question. But Mr. Thomas, I want to just inform you that culture is in TCL. It was not a sudden. It is not a sudden actually, because like the company, it's at the global level. We have already working. So here, when we started it, or when the company got incorporated here, our focus was just to keep very simple and transparent culture from top to bottom, because initially we were only 4 or 5 people, and now we are 100 plus employees within these 4 years of time. So we just wanted to build a very simple and transparent culture. So it can be about the most I want to highlight one more thing, like even if you pay a good salary, but if bad culture is there, obviously no employee will recommend this company to anyone, or they will not rejoin the organization. But in TCL, I am very it is actually the opportunity for me, or you can say for me, a pride moment. Like there are 7 to 8 people who have rejoined our company only because of the good culture. So it can be about the we normally do the open discussion during the meeting, or the performance focused salary on time. So even during the pandemic, we have made sure that we will pay salary without cut, and that too on time what we are paying it. So these are few examples I'm just sharing with you about the culture. So obviously culture is very vast in it itself, but we try to build and we try to maintain it at the same level which was there 4 years back down the time. So now here we don't have any if anyone wants to go and talk to the top management or the MD, his door is always open. If anyone wants to come and talk to me about any HR activity or initiative they needs to do it in their own department, they are open to come and discuss with us. So this is the privilege what we are giving to the employee, and I think that is most important for whoever joins any of the organization. This is what they are looking for, apart from the salary.
So do you feel culture starts at the top, in your view?
I think so. Yes, it starts from the top.
Okay. So but actually you're lucky. It's a young organization. Therefore, leadership is far more open and so on. But I think in a lot of larger organizations, leadership would actually struggle making those changes, because you have to make these overnight, literally, right? And you're forced to make some of these changes. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I think moving on, I know we touched upon this a little bit, but it's really talking about the role of HR in organizations. Now, HR, many years ago was more transactional, operational in nature, but things have changed because employees have become a very critical stakeholder, and therefore HR has come to the forefront. And I think it's fantastic news that there are people like you who have moved from line positions into HR, which is adding a lot of value. And I'm seeing that as a big trend now. A lot of companies, non-HR people being moved around, because it's no longer an operational role, it's a business role. Yes. So in TCL, how have you seen all these changes? I know it's changed for you, but how has it changed as a whole for HR? And is it being seen as very strategic? And it'll be great to hear some examples if you have any. Yeah.
Yes. So before I'm coming to I'll answer to that. I just also want to add one more point here. Like, it is not like only the non-HR come to the HR, but you have also seen that HR has shifted to non-HR based on their experiences. So in my case, yes, like as you have rightly mentioned, like I have got a very good opportunity in TCL to handle the strategic role into HR. So like I am closely working with the MD and other departments like HODs. So here even I have also learned I have already experience of learning the process setup for the service team. So like here we had some phases service during the pandemic, like suddenly the government has changed the rule during the COVID. So like even supply chain and services, there were a lot many issues that happened. So as the company was very newly 2 years back, so many new process was we had developed, and I was also a part for developing that process. Also like e-commerce. So initially there was only single-handedly, then I went in and we have developed the things for the e-commerce as well. So it's like even I'm right now handling the data center team. So it's like about the strategic, yes, because I'm working as a business partner with all the HODs. So this has given me a lot in understanding that how the things can be changed. So when I am actually working with all the HODs with my MD, so this has helped me to recruit the team. So if I understand that, okay, this kind of person is required, so probably I have changed my mindset while hiring the person. So even I have changed the JD, the entire JD I have changed in some of the cases, because my way of thinking was different compared to what my MD or my HODs were expecting. So when I am actually working with them very closely, so I understand, okay, these are the things I need to change it, and that we have changed it. So obviously, if I am working with them on the in the same room, so I get to know more about their thinking, their way of expectation from me. So this is how the role of my role in this company has changed since last 4 years.
Right. So I think it's fantastic, and I can see all that enthusiasm, coming from you, which is really great. So finally, Meenakshi, I just wanted to close off with asking you about how you are leveraging HR technology at TCL, and that's a question which is HR technology is now growing very rapidly. A lot of companies are embracing different capabilities and different platforms. So how are you leveraging HR tech?
Yeah. So like initially everything was manually because even from issuing the offer letter and other stuff, everything was manually. So like since last 6 months, I am in touch with HR1 platform, and it is a very good software, I mean say, because like, for the initial time, it was just to understand the activity or the flow, it took some time, but now it's like smoothly it is happening. And by implementing this HR software, it has helped me a lot in managing my day-to-day activity. Plus, also we have another app for tracking the attendance and weekly tasks. So that now my focus is not on only the administrative part, but now it has also changed, as I've already told. I am also now my focus has changed to employee relation. So this is how that technology has helped me in managing this my day-to-day activity. So apart from I'm sorry, Thomas. Like, so it is not about the technology we are only using in HR, but I would also love to say that in each and every department I have implemented, and I'm working with them closely to use more technology. If I'm not able to hire any of the good software from the market, at least try to use the Google Studio or other stuff which is free for us. So like as I have informed you that about, I'm also handling the data center team. So right now I don't have any anything to manage the tools, the separate free tools. So I'm using the free tool to manage those activities.
Right. Okay, great, wonderful, Meenakshi. Thanks so much for your time. I think it was great to see that enthusiasm and your insights around engagement, culture, and I know that these are close to your heart as well. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas.
Yeah, and to all our viewers, stay tuned to our to this channel to listen to more insights from CHROs on various topics around human resources.